At West Ham as they take all 3 points against their London rivals Chelsea. Let's welcome in, shall we, more on this. Frank Leboeuf joins us, as does Shaka Hislop. Crazy game this, because Chelsea were so dominant for parts of it. You would expect them to run away with it, and in the end they're on the reverse of a 3-1 defeat.
Well, I think after last week's promising performance against Liverpool, which was a pretty end-to-end game, I think we have ourselves a reality check. The reality check is that maybe some were getting a little carried away last week. Oh, this is going to be a quick turnaround. And I think this shows that it's going to take some time. And I don't mean, Caicedo coming off the bench and giving a penalty away or stuff like that. I just mean general play. Every goal, probably a mistake. The marking from the set piece was not the first time that it happened within 2 or 3 minutes from the first James Ward-Prowse corner kick, when West Ham got a free header. And then dominating the game primarily because West Ham still are a side that do not retain the ball very well. So they almost allow good opponents possession of the ball. It's not that you, as a team, Chelsea that is, have had to do something like what Man City do, which is play this great football and the other team can't get it off them. West Ham basically, with these other teams, say, you can have it. Now, do I think that's a really good style or a good tactic? No, I don't. But when I saw that in the first half, I thought, Chelsea are going to take this. Chelsea, but they were not able, as the game wore on, to create chances, to cope, and defended poorly, and ultimately didn't pick up any points.
Not the best day at the office for Pochettino, Frank.
No, of course not. And I know he tried to find some explanations after the game in the post-conference press, but no, it's not what we are expecting. In the world of football, we talk about the consistency. First, I want to congratulate the Hammers. They did what they had to do. And to be patient, to be strong at the back, and to play counter-attack is how they're the best at. And they are the best, they're very good at Areola in goal as well. But Chelsea, yes, we got carried away last week, because we thought something was changing. But again, consistency or inconsistency from Chelsea showed that we are back to what we know about the team. And then some players being good one day and being not that good the second day. Well, the only thing good that we saw is Raheem Sterling being very good today. And I think we found back, I don't know for how long, but we found back the player that we have known. But for the rest of the team, as Craig said, offensively, like last year, you create almost nothing. When you have the chance, you miss. The worst penalty ever. Again, stop playing with the goalkeeper and then stop giving the ball in the gloves area, as we call it. And after defensively, so many mistakes as well. So if you want to reach something this season, you will have to work very, very hard. And I want to talk about Caicedo and some others. Some players, they need to settle down. I want to talk about Mudryk. Maybe the time for the guy to really settle down. I mean, the war in Ukraine was an excuse for 6 months. I don't think it can be another excuse for this season. So some players have to wake up. And most of them, they have to show consistency. But the result doesn't surprise me in a way that we saw what we have seen last season. Exactly the same scenario.
And the same scenario again, up front, Shaka, not getting enough goals.
Yeah, I think that's the story of today's game. Listen, Nkunku injured. We knew he's going to be out for some time. But I just felt that Chelsea lacked kind of leadership and experience in the attacking lineup. Chukwuemeka took his goal wonderfully well. Credit to him. I thought Nicholas Jackson, while I'm very hopeful for him, I more so with the partnership with the more experienced Nkunku. Again, for both of them, they were gilt-edged opportunities that you feel they should have taken. In all honesty, there's little excuse for Chelsea and Pochettino. West Ham did exactly what anybody would think they would do coming into this one. Somehow got the better of Chelsea, even playing a man down with 23 minutes. Chelsea still were not able to create. A very expensive Chelsea midfield were not able to create anything.
Exactly. West Ham did not do anything different to they've done since David Moyes has been at the club. And they created even less when they were down to 10 men. And look, what you're going to have here is a lot of people on these social media platforms in particular, who have basically not got a brain in their head, talking about transfer fees, Caicedo, Mudryk, Enzo Fernandez. But what's happened here is this club, with this ownership and these new recruitment specialists, have overpaid for every player they've gone for by quite some margin. And all that's done is pile the pressure on to some of these players.
Right.
Because Enzo Fernandez is not worth over 100 million. And Caicedo, I think, is a terrific player, but he's not worth really what they've paid for him, you could argue. And Mykhailo Mudryk, certainly at the moment, is not worth the fee that they paid for him. He is so raw. So they have overpaid for all these players, and that has piled on some more pressure. I can see Frank in my periphery in the background. Frank,
what a treat.
You want to say something about that, Frank?
Oh, shall I just go away?
No, I totally agree. And no. Yeah, it's true that, you know, when I see, when you look,
yes.
sometimes you say, well, who would you hire, you know, at the beginning of the season? And you look, and suddenly you see Ward-Prowse signing for West Ham, where you know how the guy worked so hard for the Saints to stay up. And you say, why they didn't think about that guy? Why they didn't think about Mitrovic at front, who went to Saudi Arabia? Yeah, they're not big-time players, I don't know. But they don't pay 100 million for those players, and they're going to serve you immediately. They know the Premier League, they are experienced players. I always say that, and I will keep on saying that. Yeah, getting young players for a long-term contract can be nice for the future. But Chelsea is not a team of a future. It's a team of a present time. And now, what we see the present time is people not ready. Because, of course, they're 21 years old. Caicedo, 45 games in the Premier League. 45 games, 100 million. Mudryk, 100 million. Never played in the top level for me. You know, that's what he said. That's what I see, sorry. Enzo Fernandez, great players. But he has to make sure that he cope with the Premier League. He has to be a fighter now. He plays in the middle of the park. He saw Conte playing. He saw Kovacic. He has to do the same. It's not enough to be only good when you have the ball. You have to work hard when you don't have the ball. It's what I don't see. And it's what we have to see now, because it's not going to work like that. And I, again, go back to Ward-Prowse. When I saw him signing for West Ham, I said, oh my God, why Chelsea didn't think about that guy? It would have been perfect. Yeah, he showed that today. Well, mainly the first half.
See, the trouble is when he's in that monitor, just behind me there, and I see Frank with his hand up, just over your shoulder.
That's perfect.
I'm ahead of the game then.
I know.
I'm ahead of the game.
I know. That's a first as well. Chelsea's next game is at home against Luton on Friday.
You can't blow that, maybe.
Well, I don't know.
Wow.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN.